Ciao, this is chapter 5 of Cercando Luigi. I come to you from my living room in San Bruno, California, because I had completely run out of energy documenting things as I was going along. It's been really emotional and really exciting and physically exhausting running around to churches that were about to close and city halls and oh my God. So anyway, I'm going to proceed in the same order that I did when I was going through things. So this chapter has me going, I went to the church in Cuneo and I had written them a letter and they never responded. And I got the information, the address from the website. And so their, diocese website. And so anyway, after going to a bunch of different churches, people pointed me to the Curia, which is, I can't really find a translation for, but it's the head place where they keep the archives. So I went there. And the lady literally had my letter. I went in and I said, "Buongiorno, in Italian, I've written to you." And here's my other researcher, Peep. "I've written to you," and that's all I had to say. And she pulled out my letter and she said, "Are you from California?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "We just got your letter." It turns out that I had the wrong address, which I can't imagine how that happened because it was from the diocese website. So unless they changed it on the website, whatever. But they had just gotten, she said it wasn't worth the time writing back to you because you were already here. So anyway, I get there and she points me in the direction of the Curia or the archives part. And so I go back there and there's a small Italian gentleman who is delightful. And he, after a little bit of fussing, which I've come to just get used to. There's a little fuss in the beginning and some doubt, and then they go and they work magic. So none of this is digitized, and he went to his computer and pulls up this Excel spreadsheet of all of the records that he has. I just looked at it and I was like, "Can I have a copy of this?" I bring a thumb drive with me. He looked at me like I'd asked for, whatever. And he was like, "No." But, oh man, what a gold mine. I was like, anyway, so he goes through it and all it did was point to registries, and stuff. Wow. It would have been so helpful. So anyway, he looks up and he finds Luigi and he goes back, and I have pictures that I'm going to kind of put in with this, with the video recordings, but he goes back to this vault and he pulls out the actual book, and it's like cloth and paper bound, and it has a ribbon, and he opens it up and it's, I swear to God, a little bit dusty. And so he blows it off and he looks at it, and I'm reading him the number that pertains to the year. And so everything, and there, doesn't he just find, where is it? He finds my grandfather, his church birth certificate. Holy cow. And so as someone had advised me, if you don't get what you need from the city hall, go to the churches. And one of my, the lady who runs the albergo, the hotel where I was staying, said, "Oh yeah, the priests, they know everything about us, whether we like it or not." So this is the birth certificate of Luigi. And here it says his name, Reineri Domenico Luigi Giovanni, which is interesting because I've always known him as Luigi Domenico, written down places, but haven't been that many places. So that was like, oh my God, maybe I've been searching the wrong person. But it says 11th of the month of October, 1878. It says whatever time the son of, so has appeared, the son of Giovanni. So I know that his dad was Giovanni. And it says his grandfather. It says Giovanni of, the late Giambattista, so native of Cuneo. So I know that at least 2 generations. So Luigi's father and Luigi's grandfather were from Cuneo, and Benazé Adelaide, who I've known is Luigi's mother rather, but it has of her living father Luigi. He was named after his maternal grandfather, native of Como. She isn't from Cuneo. That's why I've not been able to find her. She's from a completely different province. Oh my God. So I was goosebumps at this time. I could not believe it. And so it says a couple of things. It says the witnesses and everything. And I'm like gasping for air. And then he starts looking around for siblings. And so we found 2 brothers, and one is Angelo, and who was born 3 years after, and another Giambattista Luca, born in 82. And it's really interesting because there were no Reineri who were in Cuneo after a certain time, and I knew I had a picture of them that I think means they were living in Susa or a different town, and so I think that not finding them after 1882 kind of was a little bit of proof, or points me in the direction of looking in a different city. So that was really kind of amazing. And so then, jackpot, I get the birth certificate of Luigi's dad, who is in Cuneo, and then I find their and I get his parents, so another Giambattista, which we already know, so that's confirmed, and a Caterina Ferrero, who is listed as her profession well-to-do. So that would have pleased my dad to no end. And so it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It says that his profession, he was a locksmith. So I don't know what that was. So these are the parents. So these are Luigi's grandparents. But the thing that's really interesting to me is that Luigi's grandfather's witness for the birth of Luigi's father, or the baptism, were listed as he was a professore di grammatica, if you please, a professor of grammar, and the wife was a maestra, so she was a teacher. And to me, that just like has got my imagination flowing, that they would ask somebody who was obviously learned and educated and appreciated la grammatica, appreciated language, to be their witnesses for the birth of my great-grandfather. And that validates, in a way, my whole life, because anyone who knows me, knows how important that is to me. So I just thought that was amazing. And then the icing on the cake is that I got from the church their act of marriage. So their marriage in the church. And it says nothing that I didn't already know, except I learned that, one of the sets of parents, they were actually all on the great-grandfather's side, had all passed by the time he got married. And again, it confirms that this, this wife was indeed from Como, which is really exciting because I can now track her on Ancestry, because we have those records, and track her family. So that to me is just like golden. And it gives her mother also, which again, a lot of these things are tracked by along the paternal line. And so to have another mother to search is just fabulous. So it was an amazing day. I was flying after going to the church. So I'll finish it there. This has been really long, but thank you for listening.